Hello, Goddess, and welcome to this month's Twin Flame Tuesday Divine Masculine Energy Empowerment Message, where we are reflecting upon and diving into our own inner masculine energies so that we can be experiencing that inner union, which is ultimately what the Twin Flame journey is about. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rochelle Richard, and I am the founder, CEO, and self-love empowerment coach here at Empowerment Experiences, where we are looking for and yes, finding our power so we can take it back all along this, which is each our own self-love empowerment journey. Which, if you're kind of new to the Twin Flame realm, you're going to be discovering, if you have not yet, that it is fully rooted in being a self-love empowerment journey. It has nothing to do with your counterpart, as you like to say. And this comes from someone who's been on this journey for several years and have traversed through it, and now on the other side of it, to be realizing that, wow, this masculine energy is within me. This feminine energy, of course, is within me. And holy moly mackerel, if I were to bring this into balance within me, what a balance there would be. Not just within me, but in all of humanity. And so this is really truly what the Twin Flame journey is about. And what we focus on here at Empowerment Experiences is ourselves, our own healing, our space wherein we realize that we each are our own points of attraction and that we each are creating our realities. With that, come with me into the forest for more than the trees. Let's discover and embrace all this intuition sees. Together we shall come to know that which we need and reclaim our goddess power on this twin flame journey, indeed. And so with that, let us check in and see where the masculine energy is needing to reclaim its power. And for those who are still reflecting from that perspective of your external masculine, by all means, you will find this is equally applicable, because so within, so without. Whether it is who you call your twin flame or a soulmate, a karmic, whatever relationship you're in, the outside world is your mirror. So if you are finding your masculine attributes are creating for you a bit of struggle, then perhaps it is because you need to be creating more stability within yourself. And that, again, to reiterate, is what this twin flame journey is about. You bringing these energies within you into balance, creating that stability within you, and then you are not going to be so influenced by what anybody else is doing, be they your twin flame counterpart, your coworker, your boss, your sister, your mother, whoever it is. When you create that balance, that peace within yourself, goddess, it's not very easy for something outside of you to disrupt that. But this is why that power is within you. This is why that focus needs to be within you, because it is the only place that you can ever truly have control and power over something, which is you, yourself. So the more you focus outside of yourself and wanting to control your external world, is all the more that masculine, holy wowzers, that masculine within you is needing some attention. For instance, coming into accepting on this twin flame journey that it is about you. Accepting on this journey, period, the self-love empowerment journey, that it is about you and what you're creating, not in a unhealthy, selfish way of it's all me, but in a healthy, selfish way of holy wowzers, it is all me. So what do I need to shift within me so that I can be in this space of acceptance and responsibility for what I am creating in my experience. That ultimately is where we all are in this space. And I guess we're just going to have all of these cards that just popped up. That's the masculine energy right now. This is where we are, is in this space of recognizing where the power lies, whether it's feminine, masculine, it's within. It is you having that look at you and allowing yourself to see, in what ways am I attempting to control facets of my experience that I don't actually have power to control, right? Especially when it comes to that twin flame connection, where so much in the twin flame area, and I'm so grateful for this whole twin flames universe, all of these things really coming to light to help us to further see what a magnitude of ego attachment this whole idea of twin flames are. And I fell fully into it. I fell deep into it, of giving my power away to someone outside of me. And oh my gosh, I was so miserable. I was devastated every time he didn't acknowledge me. He didn't recognize me. He did not pay attention to me. And he didn't choose me. Ultimately, it was because I was not choosing myself. Goddess, sweet sister goddess, where are you not choosing yourself? Your inner masculine has to choose your inner feminine. That's what brings these into balance. That's what will ultimately cultivate that joy to such an extent that there is not going to be anybody else that is going to take that from you, but you can be sure that there can be someone who will come into your life who will amplify that for you. And ultimately, that's divine union. That's where you want to be focusing in terms of what you're creating, what you want to be creating, not being attached to this one individual person just because of a label. There's no joy in that. There's no joy in attachment, because ultimately that attachment will bring you extreme sorrow and, well, cause for you to recognize that you have immense healing within yourself to be facilitating, to be focusing on. That you are looking for something outside of you to fill what you perceive to be missing inside of you. This is what this whole ego attachment of the twin flame runner chaser and the twin flame separation and what this twin flame journey is. In terms of constantly getting you to focus on something outside of you, which is really you giving your power away to that which is outside of you. But when we really begin to go within and we focus on this inner union and we recognize for ourselves that, wait a minute, I am the one that is creating my reality. I am the one that is deciding in each and every moment what my experience is like for me. That's what this inner union is about. It's about this inner dance with yourself, your own feminine and masculine energies. You filling in the spaces that you perceive to be empty within you with what you need, so that when someone does come along, you don't rely on them to fill a hole within you. Because then technically that's never full. It's still going to be a hole. So right now, be taking as much time that you can for self-reflection. Because this is the only way that you can achieve this stability, is by resting in a space of stillness, being calm, being present, and allowing for yourself to see what you need to see about you, about your own inner masculine, and about how your inner masculine is treating you, your inner feminine. How are you treating yourself, goddess? Because how you treat yourself is exactly the way that you are or are not allowing for your manifested dreams to come into fruition, to be, your manifested dreams to be. You have to allow yourself to be loved. You have to allow yourself to be accepted. But that has to begin within. For those who are deep in this twin flame trap of the ego attachment to an external counterpart, I challenge you to look at the things that you think that person is going to give you and really see if that's actually not something that you're being asked to be giving yourself. We lead by example. And I remember a time on this twin flame journey for myself when I was definitely saying the same things, regurgitating in a lot of ways, that the divine feminine is leader. And yes, we are. It's the rise of the feminine right now. But divine feminine, not feminism, that's now been completely turned around and upside down and is actually misogyny disguised as feminism. Good times we're in. Good times. And that's why it's so important for us to recognize that it is about leading the way in creating this balance within ourselves. Because right now, so much of the populace, so much of humanity is all about pointing the finger outside of themselves, and few are willing to look within and accept full responsibility for their role in what they're creating. That everybody else has to accept them when ultimately they don't accept themselves. So we are the leaders right now, Goddess. You are a leader in this twin flame journey, this self-love empowerment journey. You are a leader in showing others what it looks like to be doing that work on yourself, to be creating this stability within you, this inner balance of the union of feminine and masculine within yourself, so that you are creating something totally new, not just for yourself, but for humanity, where we are accepting full responsibilities for the experience that we each are creating. And then ultimately, that is what has us transcending the old, transcending what does not work, transcending the pain and the drama, the unworthiness, the trauma, transcending it all. This is what's allowing us what I call a Pegasus perspective. Is when we look within ourselves and we realize that, oh, I am the one that's bringing this to my experience. I am the one that is emanating this out into the world, this energy, these thoughts, these beliefs. So what is it that I can change within me to create greater stability, to facilitate more balance between my inner feminine and my inner masculine? And that is exactly what we're being asked right now, especially through that masculine space, is to start to acknowledge and accept where true responsibility lies for the divine masculine in this transcending experience, in this journey of transcendence, from the old to the new, to transmuting that detrimental, toxic energy that has kept all of humanity, not just masculine, feminine, but all of humanity in its own cage, in its own prison. Because the constant acquiescence of power is the very thing that denies us each our own freedom. Taking responsibility for yourself, accepting your role in your experience is ultimately where your greatest power lies, is realizing that you even have this power. And that includes power of surrender. And so with that, for this divine masculine energy empowerment message today, wherein shall we find our power of surrender for this month? Whew. Because mercy, there is a whole lot of upheaval, a whole lot of change that is happening right now. And that's why we have this stability coming up. Ooh. Well, surrender to prayer. It's very much the masculine energy, the wounded masculine energy very much has that of, I have to do it myself. I got to do it myself. I got to do it myself, right? Closed off and feeling in that victim space of it's too much to ask someone else for help. And this includes asking the spirit realm, giving it up to the universe and letting the support come in, letting things flow in, which is a more feminine energy, right? But the masculine, the divine masculine energy is definitely in that same energetic flow. But you got to be open, first and foremost, for that flow to come through. And so this is definitely where we are in terms of where your power of surrender is for healing, and further bringing into balance your own divine masculine with your own divine feminine, and creating a greater balance and stability is to, again, communicate with yourself and communicate with your guides, with the energies around you, with the universe, with the angels, the archangels, anybody and everybody of the spirit realm in general, period. Right? So you've got to be open, and that's what this prayer surrendering is going to do, is to help to open you up for more transformation, more transcending. And with that, let's see what our angel number is for this month for the divine masculine energy, which is to also remind you throughout this month when you see it, to help keep this at front of mind and to help you be more present in your experience. Oh my goodness. I am 99.99% certain this is also the divine feminine angel number for the month. Now, the entire premise of my Twin Flame Tuesday Divine Masculine Energy Check-In is about bringing that balance of the energies within you into fruition. And how perfectly aligned are we this month that we have the exact same number for the divine feminine as we do the divine masculine. So already we're in that space of alignment, of mutual support is the word I just heard, where the feminine and masculine, they are working together. You are experiencing more of this at this point, Goddess, where your inner feminine and inner masculine are working more and more together, right? And hello, remember from the divine feminine reading already this month, 567 speaks of love, marriage, family, and home, which is that stability right here, right there, right? Stability. It is that space of union, of coming together, of peace, right? It is home. Okay. 567 reminds us that we are in a space of perpetual change. Very much so. 567 speaks of responsibility and practicality, and that's what we're talking about today, is the acceptance of your role in your experience, taking that responsibility for what you are creating in your reality, and therefore what you are creating out in this world. Be intentional, showing love and gratitude every day. That falls into line with surrendering to prayer. An expression of gratitude is its own form of meditation and prayer. Although prayer is you expressing outwardly, meditation is you quieting and going within, right? So that is a flow, that is a balance. So showing love and gratitude to yourself, huge, big thing. It allows you to be open for receiving even more. Okay. 567, fighting the connection has a negative effect on you and your overall well-being. When you are fighting your own self, your own inner stability, your own inner peace, your own inner guidance, when you are fighting your own inner divine connection, you are going to have, and you're going to see this, right? It has a dire, detrimental effect on your overall well-being. Much more challenging to get up and get out of bed in the morning, isn't it? So always keep focus on the goal, the desired outcome, especially as so much change is currently underway. It is guaranteed, Goddess, that it's going to seem as though nothing is working out, everything is falling apart, and that it's not working. It's going to feel like that. This whole journey to manifesting dreams, it is so true that so often the energy of failure precedes that of success. It is always darkest before the dawn. You always think you've lost until you learn you've won. And I don't say always, but right? It's just kind of where the energy is right now, when we so often tend to feel that we've lost, and then boom, or you give up right before you reach the finish line, so you never know if you actually won. Right? So keep focus on the goal, keep moving forward, and as long as you're moving forward and toward what you are certain that you desire to be creating, then you are guaranteed to get there. 567 reminds us that we are always growing, and that's why the perpetual change. If you're not growing, you're decaying. I remember hearing that years ago in an amazing self-improvement seminar that I had gone to back then. And it is so true. If you are not actively doing that work on you to grow, then you're ultimately withering away, aren't you? So embrace and accept and embrace, whichever way you want to do it, accept and embrace that you are always growing. And that means, yes, there's going to be growing pains along the way. That's just how it is. But you can, again, either throw in the towel and give up right before your dreams are manifested, or you can acknowledge that this is part of the journey. And this, I'm going to be so grateful for having gone through this, so I can have grown through this and be better on the other side and more in a state of being able to maintain, sustain, and truly be present in these manifested dreams of yours. And last but not least, 567 reminds us to welcome each challenge as an opportunity for growth. Because again, that's what a challenge is. It is an opportunity for growth. This challenge, every challenge that you're presented with is the very tool is the word that came to mind, even though I don't feel that's quite the right word, but it's what we're translating with what I'm getting here. But is the tool that is empowering you further and further into your manifested dreams. right? So embrace the challenge, all challenges, as those which are the things that are catapulting you into the reality that you desire to be living. And this is what we have. This is what we have. I know my readings are definitely different than a lot of ones out there. And I appreciate you so very much, Goddess, for being on this journey and allowing me into your world to assist with you reclaiming your power and being able to rise and thrive on your journey. Step into all that you've come to be and reclaim your power so that you are living life happy and free. That you're not in your own self-created prison. Set yourself free. Because I know what it's like to be in that space. And I'm here to tell you that it's so much better. It's so much better when you are in your own power, and more with each passing day, taking that back and feeling more and more empowered, because that's what you're doing. So if that is you and you are truly ready to be reclaiming your power, especially breaking free from this ego attachment, twin flame trap, and really pivoting toward the truly empowered space that you are here to fulfill your soul purpose, your mission, then I'm here to support you in that. I do have some one-on-one spots in my 30-minute session calendar for the month of December, and I would truly be honored to break down and break through with you. So let's do it together at iamempowered.as.me. And I'm super excited to be part of you breaking free. And with that, Goddess, I am here, as I do, to remind you that the power is in your hands. Because that power has always been inside you. Namaste.